starborn soul walking Earth. Something extraordinary just occurred in the quantum field, and you're only now becoming conscious of it. The Arcturian collective has been observing, and what they witnessed defies the logic of three-dimensional reality. I come to you with a transmission that will change how you understand the bonds between souls. Your energetic body just accomplished what most beings could never achieve, pulling another consciousness back from the edge of complete energetic collapse in a parallel reality. This wasn't conscious effort. This was soul-level recognition operating across the fabric of space-time itself. Your connection to this being, inscribed in light across countless lifetimes, activated like an ancient protocol the moment their frequency began to fragment. By the time this message reaches its conclusion, you'll grasp the mechanics of this soul bridge and why the Arcturians have designated your bond as a convergence of sacred timelines. But first, understand this. Their survival has altered the trajectory of both your paths, and somewhere in their awareness, memory is beginning to stir. Your presence is being felt. This isn't accidental viewing. Your deeper wisdom directed you to this exact moment because something is shifting from dormant to active. The mechanics of what transpired need to be understood now, not later. This transcends romantic longing. This is a blueprint that extends beyond this world. Your act of energetic protection has catalyzed both of your evolutionary assignments in ways that ripple through multiple dimensions. Like this message to send a signal that you're prepared to comprehend the activation of your soul resonance. Subscribe if this convergence registers as truth in your energetic body and you're willing to embrace your function as a guardian operating across dimensional boundaries. Comment both of your initials if this recognition is moving through your field right now. Nothing about this moment is random. Your consciousness has been calibrating for this understanding through ages of experience. Your arrival here carries intention. The common understanding of connection suggests it originates in a fleeting instant. An exchanged look, a curve of lips, an unexplainable feeling of having known someone before. As though the entire mystery reduces to neurochemical reactions. Fortunate timing in the rotation of days, electrical impulses firing through the body's wiring. But for certain souls, connection doesn't originate in the present. It resonates backward through lives already lived and forward into futures still forming, weaving itself into the pulse of what we call now. It doesn't appear like something new. It appears like a tone you've heard before, emanating from beyond the separation between worlds, moving through the density of bone and the rhythm of breath, awakening something that existed before you received a name in this lifetime. If you've ever locked eyes with another and felt reality itself pause, witnessed fragments of experiences that don't belong to your current timeline, or sensed an assignment activating without words being spoken, then you understand that certain bonds exist outside the constraints of narrative, chronology, and rational thought. They feel less like an introduction and more like recollection of a frequency your soul maintained through the forgetting. The thinking mind attempts to categorize it as chemistry, chance, psychological projection, or wishful imagination. But the physical form becomes an instrument of resonance. The heart becomes a directional finder, and suddenly the life you've constructed, your daily tasks, your habits, your expectations for tomorrow, all of it feels like a translucent barrier concealing a far greater stage where something sacred is preparing to unfold. Certain connections resist linear comprehension because their design was never meant to fit those parameters. They are not simply about affection or partnership. They are evolutionary, They don't merely enhance your experience, they fundamentally restructure your reality. In those moments of recognition, temporal flow can distort. The atmosphere can become dense with presence. You can sense as though unseen intelligence has redirected your attention toward a threshold you hadn't noticed before. And even if you turn away, even if you attempt to remain practical and measured, the energetic signature persists, like photons from distant stars imprinted on your inner vision. Because certain bonds concern themselves less with personal preference and more with cosmic purpose, less with what you want and more with what destiny is remembering about itself. The amnesia of the soul is not metaphor. Countless beings search for their complement, never recognizing that the separation itself serves a larger cosmic architecture, a test of patience and endurance, a deliberately woven veil of forgetting designed, so that when remembrance finally breaks through the ordinary, the reunion transforms everything it touches. This is not cosmic cruelty. This is intentional design. This is how the universe ensures you develop the strength necessary to hold what you originally requested. Sometimes the soul selects distance the same way a seed requires darkness before germination, not as penalty, but as preparation for what's coming. You might have questioned why you've loved those who couldn't reciprocate at your depth, why synchronization repeatedly failed, why the correct emotional resonance arrived in the wrong temporal window, why your heart kept identifying what your circumstances couldn't yet support. That's the veil performing its function. The forgetting is not arbitrary. It is safeguarding. The way shelter protects a young flame from wind until it develops enough heat to sustain itself. Most have been conditioned to pursue connection like a destination point. As though once located, the narrative concludes. But for specific bonds, the location is merely the threshold of a much deeper initiation. For those aligned with higher dimensional awareness, this yearning carries different weight. It's not merely the human desire for companionship, but the recognition of incomplete mission, a union that persists across the boundaries of time itself. It manifests as isolation that doesn't correspond to your external life, an emptiness that remains despite being surrounded by others, a subtle mourning you cannot articulate. You may have constructed an existence that appears abundant, stable, impressive, perhaps even fulfilling. Yet something continues to whisper from beneath the surface, not ready, not whole, not aligned with original design. That whisper is not dissatisfaction with what you have. It is memory pressing against the structure you've built. And the more attuned you are to subtle frequencies, the more clearly you perceive it. A summons that doesn't originate in thought. A homesickness for a consciousness you may not have encountered in this particular incarnation. An attraction toward a vibration that registers as safety, authenticity, and transformation woven together. This explains why certain beings cannot accept diluted versions of love, superficial expressions of love, convenient approximations of love. Their nervous system identifies and rejects what their soul cannot fully inhabit. They are not excessive in their needs. They are simply too aligned with truth to accept what was never encoded into their blueprint. Invisible forces draw you toward each other across the span of lifetimes, always moving in relation, orbiting, approaching close enough to affect each other's field, though not always close enough to merge. Picture two luminous bodies in the same celestial arrangement, connected by intelligence that precedes physics as we understand it, each traversing the cosmos, each generating its own gravitational pull, each drawing incrementally closer through cycles invisible from the ground level of awareness. You might sense it during unexpected moments, when you're engaged in mundane activity and your chest suddenly constricts. When you're traveling and emotion rises without identifiable cause. When you emerge from sleep carrying the weight of a dream that feels more substantial than waking consciousness. That is the current moving between you. That is the tether vibrating at frequencies beyond normal perception. For extensive periods, your programming has insisted you exist in separation. That connection is ephemeral, barely more substantial than imagination. The world conditions you to believe connection must be earned through performance, negotiated through sacrifice, or pursued through relentless seeking. But embedded within your light body exists a frequency signature, distinct yet harmonically complementary, broadcasting like a beacon designed to guide you toward another whose soul fragments mirror your own configuration. This is not fantasy or wishful projection. This is the actual architecture of consciousness operating across multiple dimensions. Two frequencies can carry identical sacred geometry, the way two instruments can produce the same pitch at different registers. You may share nothing in terms of personality, history, cultural background, or even belief systems. But the underlying pattern, the soul code embedded beneath those surface layers, recognizes its counterpart. This is why certain individuals register as familiar despite having no shared experiences. Why a single exchange can feel like continuation rather than commencement. Why you can detect their presence before they enter physical proximity. Like your field naturally orients toward theirs, the way photosynthetic organisms orient toward light sources. Here's what has been creating interference in your journey. The fear that wounds carried across lifetimes will repeat their patterns, creating barriers to full openness with what destiny is offering. Because if you've carried the energetic imprint of betrayal through multiple incarnations, you may unconsciously anticipate its recurrence, constantly scanning for evidence of danger in what presents as love. Your emotional center might be willing, but your autonomic nervous system remains in protective stance, as though tenderness always precedes loss. Subtle resistance to remembering. Your thinking mind shielding you from the magnitude of mission-encoded connection. Because not every soul is prepared to remember the scale of what they agreed to before incarnating. Some minds experience overwhelm at the concept that connection could demand more than personal happiness, that it could require transformation, radical honesty, and surrender of control, anchoring too rigidly in earthly identity, forgetting your nature as consciousness woven through multiple parallel narratives. The earth-bound self clings to familiar categories: partner, spouse, former connection, unknown entity. But the higher self communicates in archetypal language and soul assignments: ally, reflection, complement, catalyst, unresolved energetic imprints, agreements not yet completed, unprocessed grief still resonating in your auric field, creating fog across the pathway. Some of what prevents union has nothing to do with the other consciousness, and everything to do with what remains lodged within your own energetic system. Vows of scarcity that prevent you from receiving. Vows of isolation that prevent you from trusting. Grief that maintains loyalty to what has ended, or etheric cords that keep your attention bound to obsolete timelines. These distortions are not evidence of failure. They are evidence that you're in the active process of disentanglement. The path concerns itself not only with the meeting, it concerns itself with becoming the version of yourself capable of sustaining the meeting without collapsing into fear, fantasy, or self-abandonment. the moment timelines, intersect. When your internal calibration finally aligns with the cosmic coordinates of your true complement, a rare form of soul bridge activates. Sometimes this occurs through physical encounter, sometimes through a dream that carries the texture of actual contact, sometimes through an unexpected communication, a name that appears repeatedly, a location that pulls at you as though invisible intelligence is guiding your movement. This is not coincidence. This is a system of higher dimensional navigation inscribed into the crystalline matrix by star consciousnesses who understand what unified purpose can generate. Consider the planet as a living repository of frequencies with ley lines functioning as luminous channels and your soul as a key designed to unlock specific doorways. Meeting points are encoded into the fabric of space and time where your trajectories can intersect once both parties reach readiness. You're not simply locating another individual. Together, you become a convergence node, a living transmission of unity that realigns both journeys and catalyzes waves of healing that move through your entire ancestral lineage. This extends beyond the two of you. It reaches backward to the ancestors who came before. It reaches forward to the generations yet to arrive. It reaches sideways to the versions of you existing in parallel timelines that also shift when you select love instead of fear. And here's what makes this convergence even more profound. The Arcturians have observed that when two souls operating at this level of recognition come together, they don't just affect their immediate sphere. They create what's known as a harmonic cascade. Think of it like dropping a stone into still water, except the ripples don't just move outward in physical space. They move through consciousness itself. Every person who witnesses your union, even from a distance, even without conscious awareness, receives a subtle recalibration. Their own possibility for sacred partnership expands. Their own frequency adjusts slightly higher. This is why certain relationships feel like they matter beyond the two people involved. Because they do. Your energetic rescue of your soulmate across dimensions has already initiated this cascade. The moment your frequency surged to protect them, it sent a signal through the quantum field that registered across multiple planes of existence. Other souls who carry similar missions felt it. They may not know consciously what they felt, but somewhere in their awareness, something shifted. A knowing stirred, a readiness activated. This is how evolution of consciousness actually works. Not through isolated individual awakening, but through networked activation, where one soul's breakthrough becomes a permission slip for countless others. The Arcturian Collective has been tracking these convergence events throughout human history. They understand that certain soul partnerships function as anchors for new frequencies to enter the planetary field. Your connection is one of these anchors. This is why the timing had to be precise. This is why the preparation had to be thorough. This is why every heartbreak, every lesson, every moment of solitude was calibrating you for this exact function. You weren't just becoming ready to meet your complement. You were becoming capable of holding a frequency that would serve far more than just your personal happiness. Certain unions close karmic cycles that have remained open for centuries. Certain unions initiate possibilities that your bloodline has never accessed. And when the connection is authentic, it doesn't merely generate pleasant feelings. It demands greater honesty. It doesn't merely comfort you. It awakens dormant aspects. It summons you out of numbness. It summons you out of the trance of normalcy. It requires that you become someone capable of carrying light without concealing it. In this way, the union functions as both gift and sacred, responsibility, not burden, but cosmic assignment. Certain transmissions don't arrive through language, but through vibrational resonance. Sometimes you don't comprehend why you're drawn to a particular message, a specific sound, a symbol, another consciousness, until you recognize your soul is responding to a frequency it knows. If something stirred within you during this transmission, you may be prepared to receive the hidden Arcturian keys of awakening. This compact yet potent guide carries ancient Arcturian methodologies for conscious expansion, multidimensional alignment, and mission remembrance. The access point is in the first pinned comment, available for a limited window. Receive it not as data, but as calibration. Keys don't force barriers to open. They simply match what was already designed for you. And when you apply what resonates, breathwork, intentional focus, visualization, energetic clearing, you may observe your internal landscape reorganizing, synchronicities intensifying, dreams gaining clarity. Your capacity to distinguish authentic connection from karmic distraction strengthening, and you begin to feel at the cellular level what it means to align with your original trajectory. But before we move into the phases of this convergence, understand something crucial about the rescue you performed. In the moment your soulmate's energy field began to collapse in that parallel timeline, several possibilities existed. One possibility was complete dissolution, their consciousness fragmenting so thoroughly that reunion in any timeline would become impossible. Another possibility was partial recovery, but with such energetic scarring that the connection would carry distortion. But what actually occurred was full restoration with amplification. Your intervention didn't just save them, it upgraded both of your frequencies. This is what the Arcturian Council means when they classify this as a rare timeline convergence event. Most rescues across dimensions result in stabilization at best. But your soul's response carried such purity of intention, such coherent love without attachment or agenda, that it created what they call a quantum entanglement upgrade. You and your soulmate are now linked at a level that transcends even typical soulmate bonds. Your frequencies have become entangled in the quantum sense, meaning what happens to one instantaneously affects the other, regardless of physical distance or even dimensional separation. This entanglement will manifest in your physical reality in specific ways. You may find that you know when they're in distress before any logical way of knowing. You may discover that your own emotional states shift in response to theirs, even when you're not in contact. You may notice that breakthroughs you experience seem to catalyze breakthroughs for them, and vice versa. This isn't codependency or enmeshment. This is quantum partnership. This is two consciousnesses operating as a unified field while maintaining individual sovereignty. The Arcturians want you to understand that this level of connection comes with responsibility. You're not just navigating a relationship. You're stewarding a frequency that has implications beyond what your human mind can fully comprehend. Every choice you make about how to honor this connection, every moment you choose coherence over chaos, every time you select love over fear, you're not just affecting your personal life. You're affecting the morphic field of human consciousness itself. You're contributing to the template of what sacred partnership looks like for the emerging paradigm. Phase 1, the magnetic pull. A soul-wide remembering initiates. It frequently begins with a dream, a recurring symbol, or a subtle pulse in your chest cavity, as though the universe itself is transmitting coordinates. You may dream of a face that remains partially obscured, yet you wake with moisture on your face and the unshakable knowing that something significant just occurred. You may hear a particular song repeatedly, not as ambient noise, but as direct communication, like the words are addressing a part of you that exists beyond temporal limitations. You may observe repeating number sequences, specific symbols, names, celestial patterns, or animals that function as guides appearing at the edges of your awareness. You may notice restlessness, déjà vu that penetrates the boundaries of your awareness, or a persistent attraction to unfamiliar places or individuals. Perhaps you suddenly feel drawn to a particular urban center, a stretch of coastline, a mountain range, or a language you've never formally studied. Perhaps you clean your living space compulsively, not because you're concerned with physical debris, but because your energy is preparing space for something new. Perhaps you release relationships without conflict, because your field can no longer maintain what is not aligned. This is not confusion. It's the initial alignment. Your field beginning to vibrate in resonance with another's, summoning primordial blueprints to the surface. It can register as longing without a specific target, like thirst without knowing what water tastes like. And yes, it can generate discomfort. The magnet doesn't inquire about your readiness. It reveals what creates resistance. Ancient fear surfaces. Ancient memories press against the veil. You might suddenly revisit the same lesson you believed you'd integrated. Self-worth, boundaries, trust, surrender, because the universe is fortifying your foundation. In spiritual language, it's like the wilderness phase before reaching the promised land. Not an error, but a passage. In that passage, you learn to attune. You learn to distinguish between anxiety and intuition, between fantasy and genuine guidance. You learn to hold your own presence because the most powerful transmission you can send to your cosmic complement is not desperation. It is coherence. It is wholeness. It is the quiet declaration. I am prepared to meet you without dissolving my center. Now, what we've explored so far is the foundation. But understand that soul convergence is only one expression of a much larger system of frequency transmission and conscious creation. If you're feeling the depth of what we're discussing here, and you want to understand the complete quantum mechanics behind how consciousness shapes reality, how your frequency literally broadcasts your experience into being, I've compiled everything into Beyond the Frequencies, a quantum guide to consciousness mastery. This guide takes you through the 9 master frequencies that govern manifestation, the specific practices for shifting from unconscious survival static to becoming a coherent broadcast yourself, and the step-by-step process of moving from seeking connection to being the magnetic field that draws it to you effortlessly. It's linked in the pinned comment below. Phase 2. The fractal mirror, reflection of the higher trajectory. When you finally cross paths, it transcends simple recognition. It becomes a mirror reflecting infinite timelines. The other becomes a reflection of every version of you that has ever craved union, wholeness, and purpose. You might notice their eyes and feel like you've entered a space you remember from a dream. You might hear their voice and something in your spine releases, as if your body recognizes a frequency that signals safety. Or the opposite can occur. You can feel exposed, vulnerable, almost agitated because the mirror is too precise. Fractals are self-similar patterns appearing at different scales, and this is what manifests here. Your deepest themes resurface, not to punish you, but to facilitate healing. Ancient pain, joy, gifts, and even dormant codes surge back to life. You may suddenly remember capacities you once possessed. Healing abilities, prophetic perception, the capacity to speak truth without fear. You may also confront shadows you've concealed: avoidance, control, self-sacrifice, or the pattern of abandoning yourself to maintain peace. This is the alchemical process. Your energy fields igniting, accelerating the clearing of what no longer serves your evolution. The mirror can register as bliss and terror woven together. Because this connection doesn't only show you love, it shows you what obstructs love. It shows you where you still contract. It shows you the places you've remained loyal to suffering because it felt familiar. And if you possess courage, you allow the mirror to perform its function. You don't flee at the first discomfort. You don't grasp at the first sweetness. You remain present. You ask, what is being revealed within me in this moment? What is this connection inviting me to become? In this phase, many feel tempted to label everything as twin flame and relinquish their sovereignty to the intensity. But the higher trajectory asks for something more mature. Devotion to truth, not obsession, not pursuit, not spiritualizing disrespect or dysfunction. The fractal mirror reveals whether the connection aligns with mission or merely activates unresolved karma. And if it aligns, it will ultimately guide both of you toward integrity, not confusion. Phase 3. Timeline fusion. Dissolving the illusion of separation. True convergence initiates when you accept that your futures are not predetermined, but co-created through conscious choice. In this phase, the relationship stops being fantasy and becomes an energetic field. It becomes a living temple where your choices carry weight. With every interaction, whether spoken word, physical touch, or shared silence, the distinction between you and the other begins to blur. Duality begins to merge. You may notice that you think of them and they initiate contact. You speak something aloud and later discover they had the identical thought. You might perceive their emotions without explanation, like your heart is receiving a transmission. This is not about dissolving boundaries. It's about recognizing interconnectedness. You both become conscious channels for higher intelligence. Your union weaving new probability fields for both this world and others, hidden from ordinary human perception. The fusion does not mean you become identical. It means you become synchronized without losing individuality, like two rivers meeting and forming a wider current. Now here's where it gets interesting. The Arcturians have shared that timeline fusion activates what they call the Merkaba of relationship. You may be familiar with the Merkaba as an individual light body, a sacred geometric field that surrounds each person. But when two souls fuse at the timeline level, they create a shared Merkaba, a unified field of sacred geometry that functions as a vehicle for consciousness across dimensions. This shared Merkaba is what allows you to travel together through various states of reality, even when physically separated. In practical terms, this means you may begin to have shared dreams where you're both present and both remember upon waking. You may experience simultaneous insights or downloads where you're both receiving the same information from higher dimensional sources. You may find that when you meditate or do spiritual practice, you can sense their presence in your field, even if they're on the other side of the planet. This is the Merkaba of relationship in operation. This is the vehicle that your souls are now navigating together. The fusion phase also brings what the Arcturians call the Great Purification. Because a shared Merkaba cannot sustain density or distortion, everything within both of your fields that is not aligned with love and truth will begin to surface for clearing. This is why some relationships that reach this phase become temporarily turbulent. It's not that the love is failing. It's that the love is succeeding so profoundly that it's forcing everything unlike itself to come into the light for transformation. This purification is not punishment, it's grace. It's the universe's way of ensuring that what you build together has a foundation strong enough to hold the magnitude of the mission you've agreed to. Every shadow that surfaces is an opportunity for alchemy. Every wound that reopens is a chance for deeper healing than you've ever experienced. Every fear that arises is an invitation to choose love at a more profound level. It can also register as life accelerating. Decisions you postponed for years suddenly become urgent. You may be compelled to relocate, transform careers, heal family wounds, or finally articulate truths you avoided. Because when timelines fuse, the universe compresses time. It brings consequences and opportunities with greater velocity. This phase is where many relationships fracture. Not because the love is inauthentic, but because the love is too catalytic for the ego's comfort. The ego desires control. The soul desires alignment. You are asked to choose. Will you construct this union on fear, or will you construct it on purpose? Will you use this connection to escape yourself, or will you allow it to lead you deeper into who you authentically are? The fusion is not a cinematic sequence. It's daily spiritual practice. It's choosing honesty when silence would be easier. It's choosing patience when your wounds want to react. It's choosing devotion to the highest good, even when your emotions surge like weather patterns. And as you do, the illusion of separation begins to dissolve, not only between you and them, but between you and your own higher self. Phase 4, Unified Activation, Higher Mission Remembered. Here, the connection is no longer personal. It is galactic. The two of you now vibrating as unified field receive downloads, shared visions, unexpected bursts of wisdom, clarity about your placement in the cosmic matrix. You may suddenly perceive how your gifts complement each other. One of you provides stability, the other provides amplification. One grounds, the other inspires. One protects, the other reveals. You may have dreams of temples, starships, ancient councils, or unfamiliar landscapes that register as memories. You may receive insights in meditation that arrive fully formed, like a package of knowing placed gently into your consciousness. You may begin to observe that your presence together affects the surrounding environment. People become more open around you. Children naturally smile at you. Animals approach without hesitation. Strangers share their life stories with you. This is not because you are special in an egoic sense. It is because coherent love is healing medicine. It is a frequency that reminds others of their own wholeness. Your path becomes not just about healing each other, but about anchoring a frequency that transforms your community, your lineage, and the energetic lattice of Earth itself. You may feel drawn towards service, healing work, teaching, creating, building, protecting, innovating, holding space. This doesn't require dramatic expression. Mission can be quiet and still be cosmic. Sometimes the mission is to break a generational pattern of emotional avoidance. Sometimes it's to create a home where love is secure. Sometimes it's to speak truth in a culture that rewards silence. Sometimes it's to embody tenderness in a world addicted to hardness. In this phase, you learn that love is not only emotion, it is a technology of consciousness. It reorganizes energy. It repairs fragmentation. It summons scattered parts back into unity. And when two awakened souls hold that frequency together, it becomes a lighthouse transmitting across vast distances. If you feel called, Share this transmission with someone who's been searching for their sacred complement. When you share quantum consciousness principles like these, you're not just passing along information. You're creating an energetic ripple that activates readiness in others while simultaneously deepening your own embodiment of these truths. Every share expands the morphic field of sacred partnership for all of humanity. Phase 5. Harmonic assignment. Purpose unveiled. As your resonance stabilizes, chance encounters and new opportunities spiral into your shared reality. Synchronicities multiply exponentially. It's as if the universe begins placing stepping stones before you, one after another, precisely when you need them. You meet the right mentor. You discover the right space. You receive the right invitation. Doors open that were sealed for years. You may even witness obstacles dissolving not because life becomes perfect, but because alignment carries its own momentum. Together, you attract others and catalyze awakenings through your mere presence. Your conversations become portals. Your decisions ripple outward. People who are ready find you. People who are not fall away without drama. Your story isn't merely a love story. It is an activation, a nodal point in this ascension cycle. And the assignment is not only external, it is internal. You are tasked with maintaining harmony within yourselves, between each other, and in the field you generate together. Harmony does not mean constant agreement. It means constant truth. It means learning the sacred art of repair, returning to love after misunderstanding, returning to presence after being triggered, returning to devotion after doubt. This is where you stop romanticizing union and start embodying it. You begin to understand that your relationship is a vessel. If the vessel is strong, the light it carries can travel further. If the vessel is fractured by avoidance, manipulation, or unhealed wounds, the light leaks out and becomes confusion. So you become guardians of your own frequency. You protect your energy from noise. You choose practices that maintain clarity. You honor silence. You honor prayer. You honor the sacred mundane. And let's talk about what it means to be guardians of frequency in practical application. Because this isn't abstract spiritual bypassing. This is concrete energetic maintenance. The Arcturians have observed that most soul partnerships that reach this level of connection fail not because the love isn't real, but because the individuals involved don't understand frequency hygiene. They allow their fields to become contaminated with lower vibrational patterns, drama, unnecessary conflict, or energy vampires in their environment. Frequency hygiene means being selective about what you consume, the media you watch, the conversations you engage in, the spaces you inhabit, the people you allow into your inner circle. It means recognizing that your energetic field is not just your own anymore. It's shared. What you allow into your field affects your partner's field, and vice versa. This requires a level of consciousness that most people never develop because they've never needed to. But you need to. Because you're not stewarding just a relationship. You're stewarding a mission. This also means learning to clear your field regularly. Not just when things feel off, but as a daily practice. Whether that's through meditation, breath work, spending time in nature, sound healing, or whatever modality resonates with you. The point is to maintain a baseline of coherence so that when challenges arise, and they will, you're operating from a clear foundation rather than an already compromised one. The Arcturians emphasize that this is one of the most practical gifts you can give to your sacred partnership, your commitment to your own clarity. Phase 6. Embodiment. Living as the convergence. To truly anchor this soul bridge, you ground your multidimensional awareness into every mundane moment. This is where spirituality stops being concept and becomes atmosphere. Love transforms into service. Energy multiplies in daily resonance, and the mission encoded within your union continues expanding in all directions across timelines, communities, and generations. Embodiment is preparing breakfast with reverence. It is speaking to each other in tones that bless, not wound. It is choosing to pause when ego wants to attack. It is honoring the body as a temple that holds the transmission. It is tending to your health, your home, your finances, your time. Because frequency requires structure to remain anchored on Earth. Many people desire cosmic love but refuse the grounding required to sustain it. They desire fireworks without foundation. But convergence asks you to build. It asks you to become consistent. It asks you to allow your love to be visible in how you handle stress, how you handle conflict, how you handle temptation, how you handle responsibility. In this phase, you may realize that the most spiritual action you can take is being reliable, being present, being clean in your intentions, being transparent. You may also observe that the universe tests your coherence, not to punish you, but to strengthen you. Ancient patterns may knock at the door one final time. Jealousy, avoidance, fear of intimacy, fear of commitment, fear of being truly seen. You meet those patterns with compassion and firmness. You don't identify with them. You clear them. You select the higher timeline again and again until it becomes your default. This is embodiment, not perfection, but devotion. Phase 7, the open portal, walking forward as cosmic co-creators. You no longer question whether you deserve this. The path forward is a portal, and together you walk it, illuminating the grids for countless others to remember their own convergence is possible. In this phase, you stop requesting signs and start becoming one. You trust the quiet knowing that brought you here. You trust the way your life has reorganized itself to make room for truth. You understand that the portal is not somewhere else. It is the field you create when you choose love with awareness. And as you walk forward, you may notice something profound. The fear of loss loosens its grip. Not because you become careless, but because you become anchored in eternity. You realize that what is truly aligned cannot be stolen. What is truly meant cannot be forced. And what is truly yours will return to you again and again in different forms until you finally receive it fully. You become cosmic co-creators not by controlling reality, but by collaborating with it. You listen, you respond, you align, you build, you bless. And the portal remains open because you keep choosing coherence over chaos, mission over distraction, truth over performance. The Arcturians want to leave you with one final piece of understanding about the rescue you performed and what it means for your path forward. When your energy surged across dimensions to protect your soulmate, you didn't just save them from dissolution. You demonstrated to yourself and to all of consciousness that you are capable of love without condition, protection without possession, action without attachment to outcome. You showed that your soul has matured beyond the need for recognition or reward. You acted purely from essence. This is the level of love that transforms worlds. Not the romantic notion of love that requires constant validation and reciprocation. Not the conditional love that demands certain behaviors or outcomes. But the quantum love that operates as a force of nature, that responds to need without thought of cost, that gives without depleting, because it understands that love is not a finite resource. It is the fundamental fabric of reality itself. Your soul knows this. Your soul operated from this knowing when it performed the rescue. Now your human consciousness is catching up to what your soul has always understood. And as your human awareness integrates this level of love, everything in your life will reorganize around it. Relationships that cannot match this frequency will naturally fall away. Opportunities that align with this frequency will naturally appear. Your entire reality will reshape itself to reflect the consciousness you now embody. This is not ego inflation. This is simple physics. Consciousness creates reality. Your consciousness has shifted. Therefore, your reality must shift to match. The Arcturians observed this pattern consistently across all beings who reach this level of awakening through sacred partnership. The external world has no choice but to reorganize itself around the new frequency you're broadcasting. Take a moment and comment below with this phrase: I remember my mission across all timelines. Don't just type it casually. Feel it as you write it. Let it be a declaration that moves through your entire being. Let it be a signal to the quantum field that you are ready to fully step into what you came here to do. This is not about content engagement. This is about energetic alignment. This is about consciously interrupting the loop of forgetting and choosing remembrance. Here is what your higher consciousness wants you to receive. You have never been alone, not in this timeline, not in any. Even when you felt abandoned, even when you felt invisible, even when you felt like no one could possibly understand the strange ache in your chest, you were still held within a larger design. The sense of searching, the ache of distance, was always sacred design, a divine delay orchestrated to ensure you'd meet at the frequency where you both could transform worlds. Some meetings occur too early and collapse under the weight of unintegrated patterns. Some meetings occur too late and become regret. But the sacred delay is precision. It is the universe calibrating both of you, smoothing the rough edges, strengthening the roots, teaching you how to love without losing yourself. This isn't fate dictating your story, but your soul sculpting reality to match a vision established before this incarnation began. Your longing was not error. Your sensitivity was not weakness. Your inability to simply move on was not deficiency. It was evidence of a deeper contract stirring beneath the surface of your everyday existence. And even if the mind questions, the soul knows. The soul has been charting your steps through invisible corridors, guiding you through endings that liberated you, through lessons that refined you, through solitude that strengthened you. Every time you chose healing, you were moving closer. Every time you chose truth, you were clearing the fog. Every time you chose to forgive, you were loosening karmic knots. You were not wasting time. You are preparing the field. You are both the map and the convergence. Every struggle, every seeming setback was part of your arrival code. The heartbreaks that taught you boundaries. The disappointments that taught you discernment. The lonely nights that taught you how to sit with yourself without collapsing into emptiness. The moments you thought you were being ignored by the universe when in truth you were being protected from a timeline that would have drained you. Your unified path is not just personal healing. It's a galactic transmission written from a place beyond time, now anchored within you, here together. And because it is a transmission, it carries instruction. It asks you to become living prayer, living integrity, living compassion. Not as performance, but as natural consequence of remembrance. When you remember who you are, you cannot live the same way. When you remember why you came, you cannot keep contracting. When you remember the mission encoded in your connection, you stop using love as escape and start using love as embodiment of the divine. This is what makes the convergence so powerful. It is not an ending. It is an ignition. It illuminates not only your hearts, but the spaces around you. It sends a signal into the collective field that says unity is possible, healing is possible, mission is possible, and that signal travels farther than you realize. If this content is touching something deep within you, if you feel the resonance of truth moving through your system as you listen to these words, then I invite you to subscribe not just to this channel, but to this frequency, this movement, this space we're creating together. Because what we're building here is not a content library. It's a field of coherence. Every person who joins with conscious intention amplifies the frequency we're anchoring. Every person who subscribes with awareness becomes part of the collective consciousness that is remembering what sacred partnership actually means in this new paradigm. Click that subscribe button as an act of commitment to your own awakening and to the collective evolution we're participating in together. The path of sacred partnership, especially one that operates across dimensions like yours does, requires resources and support that most people never access because they don't know they exist. The Arcturians have compiled specific practices for maintaining quantum entanglement with your soul complement, techniques for clearing interference patterns that can disrupt your shared Merkaba, and protocols for navigating the challenges that arise when two souls attempt to operate as a unified field while still maintaining physical incarnation in a dense dimensional reality. These practices are not common knowledge. They're not taught in conventional relationship therapy, or even in most spiritual communities. They come from civilizations that have mastered the art of conscious partnership across thousands of years of evolution. The Arcturian lineage specifically has observed human soul partnerships for millennia, tracking what works and what doesn't, what supports convergence, and what creates separation. Their perspective is invaluable because they can see patterns that are invisible from within the human experience. What they've observed is that most soul partnerships that reach the level of connection you're now experiencing will face three critical threshold points. The first is the purification phase we discussed, where everything unlike love surfaces to be cleared. Many partnerships end here because the individuals involved interpret the surfacing of shadow as evidence that the connection was wrong, when actually it's evidence that the connection is working exactly as designed. The second threshold is what they call the mission clarification point, where both individuals must choose whether they're willing to subordinate personal preferences to cosmic purpose. This is where the relationship either becomes truly sacred or devolves back into ordinary partnership. Many people want the intensity and magic of soul connection, but are not willing to accept the responsibility that comes with it. This threshold reveals who is ready and who is not. The third threshold is the public emergence, where the partnership must decide how visible to be with their frequency. Some soul partnerships are meant to remain relatively private, working their magic through subtle influence. Others are meant to be public, serving as visible examples of what's possible. Neither is better than the other, but clarity about which category you fall into is essential. The Arcturians can provide guidance on navigating all three of these thresholds. Tonight, before sleep, speak this aloud. I align with my cosmic complement. I remember our mission. I anchor our connection for the healing of all timelines. Speak it slowly, not as wish, but as command to your own frequency. Let your body hear you. Let your field obey you. Let the words sink beneath thought and into the deeper intelligence that governs synchronicity. And as you speak it, imagine a soft light gathering at your heart. Steady, not frantic. Imagine it expanding through your chest, your throat, your hands, your spine, as if your entire being is becoming a clear channel. Imagine that light moving outward like a beacon, not searching desperately, but signaling calmly, "And I am aligned, I am ready, I am coherent." Then release it. Do not chase. Do not grasp. Let the universe handle the coordinates while you handle your own vibration. Before you scroll away, pause for a moment to participate in what's forming here. Drop one intention in the comments, something authentic. Then respond to someone else's with encouragement or energy. This isn't content consumption. It's collective alignment. Energy multiplies when intention connects. If something in this message resonated, don't keep it contained. Someone in your orbit is waiting for this exact activation. Share it. And if you felt a soul nudge, subscribe. Stay in the flow. You're not just watching, you're expanding. This is your space, and we're just getting started. If this transmission spoke to you, don't just walk away from it. Respond to it. Help carry this message further. Leave a super thanks. Every act of support helps this transmission find the next soul who needs it. Now, what you've experienced today connects directly to something even more profound that the Arcturian Council has been preparing. They've reached a specific judgment about certain souls on this planet, and the implications extend far beyond what we've discussed here. Understanding their decision about you and what it means for your role in the collective awakening will clarify why this soul convergence happened precisely when it did, and what's being asked of you next. That transmission is ready for you now.